So, welcome to tonight's January 23rd, 2024. I'm about to do a group reading. I wanted to first explain my processes, how I do mandala readings. In the essence, the word mandala means circle. And the idea of circle is that we're all whole and complete just as we are. And no beginning, no ending. And so for me, I see the mandala as representing us, or we are mandalas. So when I do mandala readings, what I do is I have it drawn out a circle, and I connect with my team of guides and angels to ask to receive whatever information is in our best interest to receive at this time. And then for me, it usually starts out as a visual. An image will appear, and from there it tends to turn into a story, and through that story comes whatever insight and guidance that they want to share with us. And then as I need to, I'll draw stuff out just in case. Sometimes what I see is something I can't really explain, and so sometimes it's just easier to draw it out. So that's my process. So before I start, I'd like us to all just kind of be present, just sit in your chair, let the chair support you, and take a couple of deep breaths just to be centered and grounded. In through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And I set the intention that divine white light surrounds us and protects us through this process, that only those of the light come through. I'm going to call in my team of guides and angels to receive whatever insight and guidance is in our best interest to receive as a group, based on who's here and who will eventually see the recording. So right off the bat, they're showing me the Liberty Bell. It's not a church bell because I see the crack in the bell. So we're starting out with the Liberty Bell. And I see a man who's got like a sledgehammer. It feels like male energy is trying to bang on the bell to get it to ring. And there's just this sense of futility because of the crack, the tone is dead. It's a kind of a dud of a sound. So there's confusion on this person's part. I see him as lifting his cap and scratching his head, trying to figure out, well, how do I make this ring? Oh, okay. So the sense I'm getting right now is that, and it's probably something we all kind of know anyway, the old ways aren't working anymore, and time to bring in the new. So let's see where that goes from here. Is that right? Oh, and just so you know, when I'm not sure of what I'm seeing, or if I want to question what I'm seeing, I use my body as a pendulum. So I'll ask a question, a yes or no question. So my body will move this way for no and this way for yes. So if you see me rocking around, that's me just getting clarification of the message I'm receiving. So I was just asking if what I saw was what I saw. So now, and so I should say too, that scene with the Liberty Bell and the guy hitting it, it was mostly like old sepia photos, so it's kind of, there's no color. I mean, there's that sepia color, but it was just there, it was dull colors. But once he turned away from it and walked, trying to figure out, well, what can he do? Then the scene changed to this beautiful countryside, all in bright colors, kind of like the Wizard of Oz when they land in, what is that, Munchkin Land? Okay. I see him as running. Actually, now he looks like the Mario Brothers from the video game. So he's turned into so it's kind of turned a cartoon, which tells me that, which tells me that we need to lighten up and play and yes. So it's more of that energy. So he's running along this path. He's going over a hill, and it feels like he's going for help. Over this hill and down, there's a small village. It kind of reminds me of the scene from, they use a lot of movie references with me because I watch a lot of movies. So it's like it's like the Grinch that Stole Christmas, the little village with all of the Whoville and Whoville.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Whoville. Who's. It's like, oh, who can help? Okay, because he's asking for help. Who can help? And it takes a village, and so it's taking all of their talents, all of their abilities to work together, not so much to ring that bell, because that's history, figuratively and literally. That's history, and there's got to be a new way. And so, and so that village, the Whoville, I'm seeing it as the cartoon version, not the Jim Carrey version. So the cartoon version. And at the end, when they're all singing around the big tree in the center, there's this sense of unity and working together, regardless of who and what and how old and how young or whatever. So there's a sense of pulling all together the talents of everyone to get the word out. And what is that word? Because he's standing at the top there, calling down to them, and he's pointing off to the left. All right. So yeah. So they all go off to another area where there's just a lot of construction, a lot of people working together, putting things together and it's more like getting the word out, got to get the word out. And they're coming up with, now I'm seeing hot air balloons going off. I'm seeing a plane go off with the plane with the banner after it is a common scene that shows up in my readings. And then there is a group putting on a show. Is there any more I need to see on that? Okay, so I get the essence of that. So essentially what they're saying is this new way of being is working together in a sense of knowing what your gift is, your talent, your skill, your abilities, whatever that is, and then working with other people who have different abilities, skills, that we can come together and have this more sense of unity. That if I had to put one word to this, it would be unity, especially since on a spiritual level, we're all connected, we're all one. And so what they're asking all of us to do, and this year by doing this and the mandala meditation last week, that's my way of taking what I'm able to do to help people so that they can do what they do and raise the vibration, raise the energy levels, so that we're not in this deep, dark, fierce shit. So I feel like 2024 is about, okay, they're going to be extra blue language tonight. My team tends to swear a lot. Most of the time I think they're just doing that to be funny, but they're really trying to get our attention. Is like, get your shit together, figure it out, and it doesn't mean we're limited to just one thing, that there's more than one thing we can do there. Whatever, if you love to cook, to bake, if you're a gardener, there's something we can do that we can turn around and help somebody else with. so I'm still figuring that all out, but this is my way of doing it. So that's the message, and that's and it's the kind of thing that it's not going to happen from the top down. It's got to happen from the ground up. Oh, major chills on that. Because that's how we're going to get their attention. That's how we're going to get people's attention. Anything else to add that? No, but I feel inspired to go watch the Grinch cartoon again. Any questions on what just came through? That make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there are some people think that, oh, I there's nothing I can do. I don't know what I can do. But you could be the one that volunteers at the library to put books on the shelves, especially the banned books that are banned other places. Thankfully, here in Oregon, we haven't banned any books that I know of. But there's always something. It's just opening a door for somebody. Yeah. Anyway, you get the message. Okay. So, yes. So I think I'll close. If there's no questions on that, then I will close that out and I will stop the recording.